Welcome to it's the end of the day and it's time to relax Yin Yoga practice. My name is Molly, this is Ollie, he'll probably come and go throughout this practice. And I'm going to be guiding you through these postures and this class this evening. If you've never done Yin Yoga before, we are going to be working with the Nadi system, so with the energy body, with our life force, with our prana, with our breath, as we move through these positions. And if you've done yoga before, but maybe not Yin, you may notice that we move through less postures in Yin, but we spend more time in them. So as we go into each posture, there'll be different variations, and we will be walking to the edge, to our personal edge, meeting our edge and using our breath to work through, lean in, and lean into perhaps tension or blockages, and we will be releasing and softening the fascia in our system. When you're ready, if you haven't already, I'd like you to find a comfortable seat and just close your eyes and drop into your breath, leaving the day behind. Find your breath and become aware of how you're breathing. Are you breathing light? Are you breathing deep? Are you breathing fast? Are you breathing slow? Are you breathing into your chest? Or are you breathing into your belly? Take a moment just to notice where your breath is at today. And I invite you to join me in breathing in through the nose, deep into the belly. These deep diaphragmatic breaths allow us to activate our parasympathetic nervous system, which is perfect for Yin, as we're directly signaling to our nervous system that it's time to receive. We're in that feminine, receptive, restorative, receiving state. So by breathing in through the nose into our belly and exhaling either through the mouth or again through the nose, we can calm our nervous system and bring our nervous system into homeostasis. A few more breaths there. Opening your eyes, just taking a few head rolls very slowly. Leaning into any discomfort and slowing down when you find it. And the other way. Now in Yin and throughout this practice, I welcome you to explore your edges. Discover where there's discomfort. Discover where there's pain, and when you feel the pain, it's indicating that you've stepped maybe slightly too far. We want to take a step back. We want to find the discomfort and breathe into the discomfort. But if at any point you feel pain, there will be different variations, and I welcome you and invite you to take a step back away from that pain. We don't want to push through any pain and cause any damage. So finishing off those head circles, making sure you've gone both ways. And when you're ready, we're going to come onto all fours and take a few cat-cows. So your wrists are beneath your shoulders, shoulder width apart. And your knees are below your hips, hip width distance apart. We're going to drop our belly to the ground. Inhale. Exhale, tucking our chin to our chest, rounding the upper back. Pressing our shins into the mat, pushing away from the earth. Inhale. Inhale again through the nose. Exhale through the mouth or the nose, whichever feels more comfortable for you. Now you can take another few cat-cows, or here's an invitation for some intuitive movement. Today's practice is all about tuning into your body, your individual body and its needs. Taking any movement that your body is asking you for. There's no right and wrong, just your body and what it needs today. When you're ready, we're going to come into our first yin posture of this sequence. Just making sure you can hear me and put my hair behind me. So with our hands underneath our shoulders, we're going to move into thread the needle on the right side. So we're going to, on the inhale, we're going to lift our left hand off the mat, and on the exhale, palm facing up, we're going to thread our left arm under our right and lower down slowly until our shoulder touches the mat, as well as our left cheek and our left ear. Now, whilst our cheek and our ear is on the mat, we don't want to put all our weight in them. We'll stay here for a couple of minutes, remembering to find your edge. Inhale, find that expansion through the upper back, through the spine. Exhale, soften, release, surrender. Dissolving any tension in the lower back, the upper back, the neck, the shoulders. If you're looking to extend this stretch even more, you can take your right hand and wrap it around your lower back and tuck it into your left thigh. And hold for a couple of minutes here. If you need to take a step back, you can bring your hand back down from the bind and come back to the thread the needle without the bind. Tuning into your breath. How are you breathing here? Can you soften and slow down that breath even more? Surrendering and softening into your tissue. Finding space. On the inhale, we're going to push into our right palm, bringing the left hand out of the thread and back into tabletop position. You're welcome here to take any counter position, again listening to your body and what it needs, just to release that left side. On the inhale, coming back up to tabletop. On your On your next inhale, we're going to lift the right hand this time and repeat it on the other side. So palm facing up towards the sky, we are going to thread the right arm through the left, slowly going down to the mat with our shoulder, cheek and ear on the right side touches the mat. Inhaling, broadening between the shoulders, finding space as you stretch through the upper and lower back. Exhale, softening, surrendering. Stay here for another couple of minutes. Again, welcoming you to take that bind with the left arm behind your lower back, tucking onto the top of the right thigh, if that feels good for you. Otherwise, stay with thread the needle, no bind, and tune into your breath. On your next inhale, pushing up through the left palm, bringing the right hand back into tabletop, and again taking any counter position that feels good for you. It could be child's pose, downward facing dog. This is your practice, your body. Your time to give your body whatever it needs. On the inhale, we're going to bring our hands back into the tabletop position. We're going to tuck our back toes under, pressing down through our palms away from the earth. We're going to push back into downward facing dog. Pressing down through our toes, all 10 fingers away from the earth. Our heels move down towards the earth, stretching through the backs of the legs. Our shoulders are away from the ears. Now upside down V, downward facing dog. Holding here for another minute or two. Inhaling, finding that length, that space between the shoulders, lengthening through the spine, through the crown of the head. Exhaling, drawing the heels towards the earth, extending through the backs of the legs, drawing your chest to your thighs. Connecting with your breath again, in through the nose. In Yin, it's all about meeting our edges, finding our edges, and being willing to rest there for a moment and find some kind of comfort in the discomfort, to breathe and soften and surrender until what was once uncomfortable becomes comfortable, softer, more space. Breathing into the tension and dissolving it with every breath. On your next inhale, we're going to walk our toes in towards our hands, and we're going to take a forward fold so our feet are just hip width apart. We're going to take our right hand to left elbow, our left hand to right elbow. We're going to lift our sit bones towards the sky, extend through our crown, through our back on the inhale. On the exhale, we're going to let go. Going to soften and surrender into that forward fold. Letting our head, our neck and our shoulders completely let go. Inhaling, finding length through the backs of the legs. Exhaling, folding forward, dropping the chest to the thighs. Checking back in with your breath. How are you breathing? Can you find more space? Can you slow down the breath? Can you breathe deeper? And on the inhale, we're going to place and plant our palms to the earth. And 1 foot at a time, we're going to step back into plank. And we're going to move now into pigeon. So we're going to start with our right leg. We're going to lift our right leg off the floor. And our right knee is going to come to our right wrist. And we're going to place the ankle just in front of the left hip. Now the further you can bring your heel forward of your right foot, the more of a stretch you're going to get. But again here we want to just observe where our edge is. We also want to check over our left leg and make sure it's straight and that we're not, sickling over to one side. We want the back leg to be straight. And if you have a pillow or a bolster, this is where we're going to bring in the support option. So if you do have a bolster or pillows, you can tuck your bolster onto the left side of your knee. And you can fold forward and down and rest here. If you don't have a cushion or a bolster, you can come down onto your forearms and rest here. Tuning back into the breath. Tuning into your edge and breathing into your edge. Can you find a little more space? Can you surrender? Can you find comfort in that discomfort? We're going to spend a couple of minutes resting here in Pigeon. If you're starting to feel like you've softened and there's a little bit more that you can tiptoe into your edge, you're welcome to remove the bolster or come off your forearms and down onto the mat to increase the stretch for the last 30 seconds. And on the inhale, we're going to come back onto our palms. Very, very slowly lifting that right leg out of Pigeon and coming into any counter pose that feels good. Stretch out that right side. And when you're ready, we're going to come back into plank and go onto the left side. So bringing the left knee to the left wrist, placing the left ankle just in front of the right hip bone, making sure the back leg is straight. Our hips are facing forwards. And either go with your forearms or your bolster. And rest here for 2 minutes. Again, welcome to come down off your bolster or your forearms to the mat for the final 30 seconds. On the inhale, coming out of Pigeon slowly, bring your left leg back into plank, into downward dog, or any counter position that feels good for your body right now. Ooh. On your next inhale, placing your weight forwards and into plank, and lowering down gently onto your belly. Moving into our second to last posture of this sequence, into Sphinx. So our elbows are coming below our shoulders, our feet are hip width apart, anchoring down through the bottoms of our feet, or the tops of our feet, our hip bones and our forearms. Our chest and our heart opens towards the front of the mat, reaching through the crown and finding space between the shoulders, stretching through the lower back, and holding here for a couple of minutes. Tuning again back into the breath, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And dissolving any tension in your lower back, your shoulders, your neck. As you inhale, reach through the crown, pushing away from the earth, opening your heart towards the front of the mat, towards the sky. And as you exhale, soften, surrender, and find space. Breathe into any discomfort you feel. As we stay in these positions, we may become or feel a little tiredness. This is where it's easy to lose our form. So on the inhale, we want to make sure we're still reaching up, shoulders away from the ears. And as we exhale, find the space, the strength to remain in our edge. And as we exhale, place our forehead to our hands on the mat and relax. Slowly and in your own time, I'm going to push back into child's pose before coming back to a seated position. We're going to move now into our final posture. If you have your bolster or your cushions, we're going to use those. If not, you can lie down on the mat in Savasana. But if you do have your bolster, we're going to bring the bolster to our lower back. We're going to inhale, lifting our crown. As we exhale, we're going to roll back onto our mat. Our hands can come to our sides, palms facing towards the sky or down, or your hands can come overhead. Knees can either be bent like this, you can straighten out your legs, or you can bring your feet together, your soles together, and open up into an additional hip opener into butterfly. Now if you haven't got your cushions and you're lying on the mat, you are welcome to do the bent knees again as well, straight knees, straight legs. I'm getting sleepy, getting my words mixed up. Or bringing your soles together to add that hip opener in this final posture. Staying here for a couple of minutes, tuning back into the breath once more. Opening your heart to the sky, to the universe, and surrendering to your day, to your heart, to your truth. If your legs are in butterfly, bringing your knees together and slowly removing the bolster to the side and taking one last minute in Savasana, in corpse pose. Noticing how your body feels. You've met some edges today and you can feel them, you can feel the prana moving in that area, releasing, softening. Inhale more pranic energy. As you exhale, direct it to that part of your body and allow the magic to happen. Allow the intelligence of your body to heal in the way it knows how. Thanking yourself for coming to the mat today and finding this time to connect with your body and your breath, to connect with the life force that you are. Giving yourself this space to recalibrate, to receive, to slow down, and to do things on your terms. When you're ready, rolling over to whatever side feels good for you. Bringing your knees into your chest and giving yourself a little hug. You are safe here. You are loved. You are perfectly on time. Everything you need at any given point is within you. If only you take a moment and you remember. Keeping your eyes closed, pushing up back into our final seated position. Placing both hands on your heart. Feeling your heartbeat. Namaste.